Here we are. That should be us then, live.
There we are.
Hi.
Here we all are then.
Well, we think. Well, I announced this ahead of time as election's over, we're walking on, we're not looking back. I didn't necessarily get Mike on board with that concept, but I did kind of set the theme for today as escapism, fantasy, that sort of thing. So start off with a song that I learned a long time ago from our dear friend Kat Eggleston. It's a song from Australia, and I'd been singing it for a long time. It's such a fun song to sing, but it's only a little more recently that I've realized what an absolute wonderful fantasy it is of somebody learning that somebody they knew has moved, changed jobs, and then they just sit and imagine what the person's life is like now, and draw such a lovely picture of it that they wish they could do that themselves.
We should go with protocol though. First of all, it's great to be here in your country, and thank you so much for coming in your droves to see us. We know you had plenty of other things you could be doing right now, and we're very happy to see you all, even though we can't.
And I'm just going to make sure they are actually seeing us by now, because that looks like a live stream, but here's my live stream check.
Oh yeah, we have been
over here
before. She's just looking for little hearts to be flying around the screen, because it makes her feel so much better when they do.
That's the Facebook part. This is the YouTube thing, where my screen was still just showing the preview screen, and now I'm waiting for it to confirm for me that we're actually doing real stuff here. And yay! And there's people already saying can both see and hear us, so thank you. We love that.
We will check in a minute. Maybe after this one we'll just check for reports on the sound, so if anybody's not happy with what you're hearing, do let us know, and we'll actually make a point of checking that so that we can correct it before we do another 55 minutes of inaudible stuff.
Remind me.
Yes, dear.
Okay. I had written him a letter, which I had, for want of better knowledge, sent to where I knew him, down the Opland years ago. He was shearing when I knew him, so I sent the letter to him, just on spec, addressed as follows: Clancy of the Overflow. An answer came directed in a writing unexpected. I suspect the same was written with a thumbnail dipped in tar. 'Twas a shearing maid who wrote it, and verbatim I will quote it: Clancy's gone to Queensland droving, and we don't know where he are. In my wild erratic fancy, visions come to me of Clancy, gone a droving down the Cooper, where the western rovers go. While the stalkers slowly stringing, Clancy rides behind 'em singing, for the drover's life has pleasures that the townsfolk never know. The bush has friends to meet him, the kindly voices greet him in the murmur of the breezes, and the river on its course, and he sees the vision splendid of the sunlit flames extended, and at night the wondrous glory of the everlasting stars. I am sitting in my dingy little office, where a stingy ray of sunlight struggles feebly down between the houses tall, while the fetid air and gritty of the dusty, dirty city, through the open window floating, spreads its foulness over all. The hurrying people daunt me, and their pallid faces haunt me as they shoulder one another in their rush and nervous haste, and their eager eyes and greedy, and their stunted forms and weedy. For townsfolk have no time to grow, they have no time to waste. And instead of lowing cattle, I can hear the fiendish rattle of the tramways and the buses making hurry down the street, and the language uninviting of the gutter children fighting comes fitfully and faintly through the ceaseless stamp of feet. I somehow rather fancy that I'd like to change with Clancy. I'd like to take a turn at droving where the seasons come and go, while he faced the round eternal of the cash book and the journal. But I doubt he'd suit the office, Clancy of the overflow.
It's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, that's a song by Banjo Pedersen, and hate to admit I've actually tweaked the lyrics a little bit. You probably shouldn't do that with somebody who is the poet laureate of Australia's lyrics, but
You'll probably never know.
you'll probably never know. Well, we're just going to check in with you guys and see. Mickey Perry finally got in. I don't think you have missed anything yet, because it looks like you got in before we started. So, hi everybody. Oh, here's where we're getting all the lovely hearts and things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and Sue, so sorry to hear that you're in isolation this week, but good luck with the COVID test results.
I've been in isolation for 8 months.
Yeah. So what's next? Are you playing this?
Sail
You're
away.
playing this? You've been reaching the
You've been
bass.
twiddling the knobs.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Actually, I
noticed
twiddled
that.
it. It was an auto twiddle, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
twiddled it. So don't get myself to blame.
Let's see, what else? I should check also for comments on the YouTube thingy, because I think I'm on the... Wait, what am I on? See, I've got both the Facebook and the YouTube pages open here so I can see. It looks like just Sue has posted so far on the Facebook page, so I'm going to stick over on the YouTube thing and see all of your lovely comments as they go by.
The reason I was asking about the sound is we are trying out a different system, which had previously failed, but with the addition of some new gear, we're hoping it works. It sounds good here, but that's no guarantee, so...
Oh yay, we've got listeners in Germany and Ireland and
Yay.
hi, folks. And Seattle, of course, and Alaska and Eastern Washington or Central Washington.
I'm just happy we've got listeners. I don't care where they are, really, but it's nice to see you all.
So do feel free to chat among yourselves in the comments there, because that's always fun. And we'll just keep pulling some tunes out.
What was that?
That was my Gertie bag. I stepped on it. Uh-oh. Okay. Keep checking. Should we start together? That was the cue.
Oh, was that a cue? Okay.
Hi. Here we go. Well, it ain't no use to sit and cry, sail away, lady, sail away. You'll be an angel by and by, sail away, lady, sail away. Don't you rock and die-dee-oh, don't you rock and die-dee-oh, don't you rock and die-dee-oh, sail away, lady, sail I got a home in Tennessee, sail away, lady, sail away. That's the place I long to be, sail away, lady, sail away. Don't you rock and die-dee-oh, don't you rock and die-dee-oh, don't you rock and die-dee-oh, sail away, lady, sail away. When I get my new house done, sail away, lady, sail away. I'm gonna give my old one to my son, sail away, sail away. Don't you rock and die-dee-oh, don't you rock and die-dee-oh, don't you rock and die-dee-oh, sail away, lady, sail away. and daddy-o, don't you rock and daddy-o, don't you rock and daddy-o, sail away, ladies, sail away. Don't you rock and daddy-o, don't you rock and daddy-o, don't you rock and daddy-o, sail away, ladies.
For some reason I kept wanting to sing Don't You Rock and Bideo, but I decided that was probably a bad idea since we're trying to stay apolitical, but still.
Yeah, we've had enough politics to last us for a long, long time. So, thank you very much for joining us on our little fantasy adventure here.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's a set of tunes which go back a long time.
Late 16th century, early 17th century English tunes from the Playford Country Dance
Book. I was just about to say all that.
I know, but I got tired of waiting. Sigh. Yes, I did have 2 cups of coffee this morning.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. You should have given me an extra one. I'm not going to keep up now.
Okay.
Nice and steady then, dear.
Yes, dear. Okay, yes, dear. Let's see. I'm ready to find it now. Oh, thank you. Yes, for those who missed it, we did have a nice little shaker of an earthquake this morning. That's what Stephen's referring to in there. Thank you. We rode that out okay. These dance tunes.
Feel free.
Okay. I'll just introduce them. They go like this. No, they don't. Which ones are they? Okay, got it. These ones. Okay, let's try that again.
Let's start these in D, because you were about to start another set of tunes which were in G there. And now
Take 3.
And then right, okay, we'll yes, D, D, right.
This is why it's a live
Duh.
show. And there you have it.
Just like that.
Yeah. And I suppose we could tell you what those tunes were.
We could. Squirrel.
If you could remember. Hunt the Squirrel.
Kitty.
Kitty McGee's.
Barley.
Juice of Barley.
And Cods.
And Gathering Peace Cods.
There you go.
Thank you, dear. my own personal cue sheet. So, how is it going out there? Oops, champagne has been spilled in Scotland. Oh no, drink it up, quick.
Spilled. Well, there are cats that will lap it up. Might as well all join in the celebration.
Oh, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of comments in here, but thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us. And I'm sure all of you by now are familiar with all these bizarre instruments we play, but the hammered dulcimer, for those, if you haven't, if there's anybody out there who still hasn't seen one of these, I'll just bash some gear on the side here because we really don't
instrument
have
of
any
mass
room.
destruction, yeah.
It's the direct ancestor of the piano, and we're going to use it next to play a song that was written by a neighbor of ours when we're properly at
Susan.
home down in Squamish. Well, it's hard to say what's properly at home anymore, but when we're down in Washington, we have a neighbor several neighbors who write wonderful songs, and one of them, Susan Welch.
By the way, this is as good a time as anybody to say, if anybody's down there in Seattle, Suquamish area, knows Billy and Susan,
Say hi.
or know where they are, if they're even still where they used to be, because we haven't seen them for ages, we have been trying to get in touch with them, and if anybody's in touch with Billy or Susan, do let them know that we'd love to hear from them, because we have something for them to be, for one thing. So anyway, in the meantime, we'll play this song. It's Susan's, which has been one of our favourites for a long time.
It's called Starlight, but for the longest time we were just calling it 3 o'clock in the morning. And of course we were up at 3:30 this morning having a nice little earthquake. So this was not about that. This is about working a night shift and having the fabulous opportunity while you're at it to see a meteor shower. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and the stars are falling like rain. A northerly barely lifts up the weather vane. I can't quite believe I'm not dreaming in starlight, bright as the day. Morning could be a million lifetimes away. If I may want you over and over again, oh, it have to come true in the end. stars are falling like rain. Phew. Well, thank you. If you're wondering about all the odd looks, that was one of those scrambled lyrics renditions where I was constantly trying to keep Mike up with what I'm about to do next because I had no clue. So thanks again to Susan, though, for writing that fabulous song.
Let's do the that one that starts in G. That
Okay. Should we mention, by the way,
yeah.
that we do actually, we are every show that we've been doing, we've been choosing a recipient for some of the proceeds that come in. And so I was going to throw in there it is, I hit it very well, a little donation info tag, just to let you know that this month what we decided to do is share any donations that come in with Fishline of Kitsap County, which is not just a food bank, it's a jobs training, resources for people who are having a tough time. It's just does a lot of things. You'd have to look at their webpage.
It's a good cause run by good people who do good things is basically all you need to know.
Yeah, and usually we support them by going to their thrift store, both to donate stuff and to shop. And of course we haven't been able to get to their thrift store lately.
I told them to save all the best stuff for the last 8 months, but I doubt that they will, so who knows what we'll find when we get there. But no, it's a great organisation and a lot of good work is done, so help us support them if you can.
Yep, and that Streamer Links thing is something that I just set up, but hopefully it's working. streamerlinks.com/Opland Freeman. Us.
You're going to take it away again now?
I can take it away now.
It's magic! Woohoo!
See, we're learning this technology that's so exciting to us. Okay, how about some Irish tunes then?
Yep, let's do them.
All right, well, I've got this dulcimer on my lap. This is the one that starts in G. You knew it was coming. Thank you. Okay, thus ends our hammer dulcimer segment. I put them all together because it's a bit of a pain wrestling in and out of this space.
Yeah, you can't see this space that we're quite working in. We've managed to make it look kind of quite cosy and easy to work in, but
it's cozy, all right.
It's pretty cozy, yeah. If you're interested, there's a microphone right there. There's another one right there. There's 2 mic stands right in front of us.
Yes.
There's a table and a tripod and another table and
what are we doing next?
Peri Meri Dictum.
Okay. Well, we're on old songs and tunes. Oops, sorry, dulcimers. Being hit by hurdy-gurdy strap.
This has a chorus. We'd love to hear you all singing along.
It has. It's the only faux Latin chorus I know.
Flam.
Yeah. Yes, dear. Okay, let's chair back myself forward. Here we go. I think I've got this. So it's a song about getting presents. We love getting presents, don't we? And hold on just a second. I just changed the cotton here. Let me make sure it's sticking with
She
me.
did tune it yesterday, but we could be here for a while yet. It was perfect. Everything was perfect. 5 minutes before we came on, it was all perfect. Honest, it
It's
was.
always perfect. You know, we didn't do that.
No.
I don't think we tuned it down to C for it to settle.
See, it was perfect.
No, we didn't.
We might find some curse words in Latin yet. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
When I said it was flatting, I wasn't joking. We'll see how long it stays in. Oddly enough, the past several months while we've been here, it's actually behaved itself remarkably well, considering we've gone from an Alaskan summer to pretty much an Alaskan winter over the past 3 or 4 weeks. From bright wandering about in warm sunshine to snow and cold sunshine. And the hurdy-gurdy throughout it all, bless its little cotton socks, has been wonderful. So if it gets us through this, we'll be delighted.
Oh, and by the way,
Yes.
in response to Mickey Perry's question of did the earthquake wake us up? Oh, yes. You don't miss a 5 that's that close. So, yeah.
I woke up, I rolled over, said to Tania, that's a 5, and went back to sleep. And we woke up this morning to
Called
find
it.
was indeed a 5. So
Yep.
this is what you get growing up in Manchester with all the earthquake experience that I've had. You just can't fail.
Of course. Okay, so here we go.
It's in C if anybody's interested.
Yeah, play along at home.
It's got lots of opportunities for great harmonies, so go for it.
So you can play, have a good time. Oh, the chorus is the fake Latin. Maybe it started out as Latin, who knows? But it had a lot of time to decay. So, Peri Meri Dictum Domine. That's the refrain. There's also the longer chorus, isn't there?
Yeah.
Partum quartum pare dicentum peri meri dictum domine. And William and Felicia, I will definitely expect to hear you singing from home.
And if there is at least one minor benefit from all this isolation, like in space, no one can hear you scream. Where you are, there's nobody sitting behind, in front, or next to you who can criticise your harmonising. So just go
That's
for
right.
it.
I have a young sister far across the sea, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Many be the druries that she sent to me, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, party centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, party centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. She sent me a cherry without any stone, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. So she did a dog without any bone, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. She sent me a briar without any sting, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. She bade me love my true love without longing, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Now how can a cherry be without stone, Mary, Mary, dictum domine? Or how can a dove be without bone, Mary, Mary, dictum domine? Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. How can a briar be without sting, Mary, Mary, dictum domine? How can I love my true love without longing, Mary, Mary, dictum domine? Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. When the cherry was a flower, it had no stone, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. When the dove was an egg, it had no bone, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. When the briar was a seed, it had no sting, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. When the maid has her desire, there's no longing, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, pari centum, Mary, Mary, dictum domine. Partum, partum, you? Mike forgot to take a sip of water before that. Let's see. Oh, of course, Brenda. Well, yes, of course, some of you do have other people in the room with you to hear you singing, which is great fun. So I hope you were all singing along in full choral harmony.
Oh, right. Girls' night out.
All we have here is us in the basement and Mom waiting to turn on the TV until we're done. Thank you, Mom.
She wants to watch the game. Not sure which game.
Oh no, she's still trying to keep up with the news. We're moving on, playing music. So, yay. Thank you very much again for listening. I'm just going to throw the little donations thing on here again.
She's waiting to see if hopefully certain ex-president has put his big boy pants on yet.
Shh.
It's the best quote I saw yesterday.
Yes, that was a great quote.
Time to put your big boy pants on and walk away.
Okay. Me? Okay. Now, I haven't been able to keep up with who all has commented here, so I hope Annie Scarborough has caught up with us this time. Because I'm doing this song mainly for Annie, but also partly because Halloween came and went, and we didn't do any of our Halloween songs this year. So
We did have a couple of visitations from some wonderful kids, though.
we sure did. So we had a great time.
They ended up bringing us more candy and cookies than we gave them, which was absolutely the way Halloween ought to be.
And since we had put some in for trick-or-treaters, yes, there were leftovers to finish.
Oh, it's very sad. It was so hard.
Anyway, Halloween isn't over until we've sung. So here is a song by George Halpin that Felicia and I learned along with Heidi Moeller when Linda Waterfall was recording this.
Good Lord.
As I believe the title track off of one of her albums.
Good
so
Lord.
we got to be the Lindaettes. And by the time we finished recording it, I had the song memorized. So here it is.
She was Linda Waterfall. You could have been the Trickles.
Oh.
Missed opportunity. Carry on.
The rivulets. Yeah.
Tributaries.
Oh, we
Yes.
miss her. Anyway, so thanks to George Halpin for this. You ready?
Yes, dear.
I told my mom I was going out. She asked me what it was all about. So I asked her, can I take the broom? I'm going to meet the girls. Oh, the moon is waxed tonight. Never mind the fellas. I'm going out with the girls tonight. We're going to ride the wind and it's a girls' night out. Away, you merry lasses, get your brooms, get 'em out. We'll ride the winds tonight. Oh, it's a girls' night out. Away, you merry lasses, get your brooms, get 'em out. We'll ride the winds tonight. My sister, being so bold and free, she asked if she could go with me. I saw her high above the trees, going to ride the wind. Oh, the moon is waxed tonight. Never mind the fellas. I'm going out with the girls tonight. We're going to ride the wind, and it's a girls' night out. Away, you merry lasses, get your brooms, get 'em out. We'll ride the winds tonight. Oh, it's a girls' night out. Away, you merry lasses, get your brooms, get 'em out. We'll ride the winds tonight. As we were going out the gate, we met our dear old mother, riding a broom and humming a tune and going to ride the wind. Oh, the moon is waxed tonight. Never mind the fellas. I'm going out with the girls tonight. We're going to ride the wind, and it's a girls' night out. Away, you merry lasses, get your brooms, get 'em out. We'll ride the winds tonight. Oh, it's a girls' night out. Away, you merry lasses, get your brooms, get 'em out. We'll ride the winds tonight. Girls' night out. Away, you merry lasses, get your brooms, get 'em out. We'll ride Emulate Halloween, everybody.
I got a Roomba to ride last week, but it didn't work, so it's off to the dump.
Oh.
That should be, that's the modern version.
The modern
of
version
that
is
now.
riding
Should
on
be
the Roomba.
Riding Roombas, yeah.
And
There you go.
thank you, Annie, for letting us know that you did get here.
Yay! Hi, Annie.
So that was for you. And do I need to retune this for you? No, I don't.
No, it's for you.
Okay, well,
It's
you.
for you, because we're playing Russian music now.
Ooh, that's Mike's best Russian accent.
It is. It's just as good as my Sean Connery accent, bless him. R.I.P. Of course, I learnt them both from Sean Connery's wonderful performance in The Hunt for Red October, comrade.
Where you can learn a Scottish accent and a Russian accent at the same
That's
time.
precisely why those two accents sound identical. This was my point. Yeah.
All right. Oh, did I leave that little tag going
You
all
did.
the way through that? Sorry. Here we go. It's off now. And we'll get on with a song about a young woman walking along the bank of the river. And she's sending this message to go flying off with an eagle soaring overhead to her sweetheart who is far, far away. Separation anxiety.
And the message was, vote, vote, vote. Oh, no, it wasn't, was it? Sorry.
No.
What was the message?
The message was, she wants her true love to save the world while she, back home, is saving their love.
Have you been reading people's mail again?
It's so sweet.
Sorry.
Ready?
As I'll ever be.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. Feel free to sing along with this if you know. Расцветали яблони и груши, оплели туманы над рекой. Приходила на брег Катюша, на высокий берег, на крутой. Приходила на брег Катюша, на высокий берег, на крутой. Выходила, песню заводила, простигного серого орла, того, которого любила, про того, чьи письма берегла, того, которого любила, про того, чьи письма берегла. Ой, ты песенка девичья, или ты за ясным солнцем свет, и боится на дальнем пограничье, от Катюши передай привет. И боится на дальнем пограничье, от Катюши передай привет. Усном вспомнить девушку простую и услышать, как она поет. А любовь Катюша сбережет, землю держит рукою, а любовь Катюша Расцветали яблони и груши, уплыли туманы за рекой. Уходила с берега Катюша, уносила песенку домой. Уходила с берега Катюша, уносила песенку домой. Уносила песенку домой.
Oi.
Well, I guess we got the settings right because I noticed that was just pushing our meters into the red there, and that's.
You have no idea how hard it was to play the djembe that quietly.
I know. And actually, when the quarantine is over, I'm going to have to remember how to really project again because I've got no place to practice it these days. But anyway, that's you want this back.
Whispering for me. Oh, sorry.
And still drop detuned. See?
The nice thing about not having to whack the drum really hard to do that is that I can now play guitar right after it, which would be very handy. if it's still in tune after that.
Okay. Well, I'm still, kind of trying to keep up with your little comments over here and try to share some of them with... Oh, I look floofy tonight. Thank you. Yes.
Floofy.
I floofed on purpose. Yeah, and Mickey Perry saying she just recently learned that Linda Waterfall didn't write Girls' Night Out. No, it was George Halpin, who I believe had a stage name of Girl George. Yeah, but Linda Waterfall, and we do miss her, recorded that, and it was, I think I mentioned the title track of the CD that it was on. And here we go.
It's a perfect. His throat is gone. It's a perfect opportunity for me to tell Nikos Apollonio in Maine, who probably isn't watching. It's probably just as well that I hate him and will forever. Because he was bragging on Facebook. Well, no, he happened to casually mention that he'd had a visit from Muriel Anderson to his workshop this year. And I'm so green with envy that I'll probably hate him forever, even though he's a wonderful guy. And I've no other reason to hate him other than that he spent some time with Muriel Anderson in his workshop.
Thank you. So do you want me to try to pass on some of the comments, or are you going to read them after the...
I wouldn't pass on any of them, but have you got any good ones?
Oh, yeah. Elizabeth Ewing hadn't heard Girls' Night Out before, and she also wanted to know if I had extra lungs. No, I haven't figured out how to have that surgically implanted yet, but Annie Scarborough is suggesting we need a parody of When Messiah Comes, which I don't even know, so I'll have to look that up, called When Lockdown Ends.
Well, if you know any writers, Annie Scarborough, maybe somebody should write
Send us
the
some
parody.
lyrics, and we'll do it.
Somebody might sing it for you.
Chris Spencer is here from the Foggy Mountain Valley in Palmer. Hi,
Hello,
Chris.
Chris.
It's good to see you. Wait a minute, which direction are you from here?
She's that way, down the road.
Yeah. And Sue Warren is still with us, and Brendan Korn, and yay. Oh.
It's a perfect time to remind people where to send
And
the
Elizabeth
money
Ann
for Fish
Scarborough.
Line.
Elizabeth Ann Scarborough says that Theodore Bickel sang in both Scots and Russian accents, and I'm sure he did both of them fabulously. Well, of course, he would have come by the Russian accent.
If he knew Sean Connery, he wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them anyway, which is how he could do it so brilliantly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sue Warren's husband thinks the hurdy-gurdy is cool. Some people do. So, oh yeah, this is the other instrument that we haven't introduced for those who might not be familiar with it, is the hurdy-gurdy, or as I like to describe it, the modern descendant of the medieval cousin of the violin, which is just like playing a violin only with a crank for a wheeled bow and playing on an upside down and backwards piano keyboard. Penny says somebody has the best temper tantrums. The best, bigly. And and JC Bedford has come to join us.
Hello,
Hi,
JC Bedford, all the way over in Yorkshire. That's right next door to Mount Doom.
Okay, now I don't know if we have anybody in France listening. Germany might be the closest one I'd seen. It's getting pretty late over there anyway. But...
It's only 5 to 11.
It's 1 hour later than it is in England, right?
It's 5 to 11.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, Germany.
Yeah, Germany. Okay.
It might be pushing midnight. No Germans stay up after 10 o'clock anyway, so they won't be watching.
Well, if you're still with us, welcome. Why do I have flowers behind my head?
Because I put them there.
Oh, thank you.
Because I thought they'd be pretty.
Oh, it's like putting flowers in my hair. Wait, here.
Yeah, I've got some too large that way. Little red ones.
Okay. Fun with cameras. So this is a set of two French tunes. And we'll start off really slowly.
I'm just realising we never sound checked the hurdy-gurdy, so I'm watching the red
Oh, yeah,
volume
well.
level indicator light up and flash and go, hurdy-gurdy, hurdy-gurdy, stop!
Well, I hope that wasn't overdriving, but here we go. We've done
moved
it
the
now.
fraction forward as well. You go closer to the mic. Let's
That's
deafen
because-
everybody with this
Yeah,
hurdy-gurdy.
well, and I forgot to turn this off again.
Well, you did,
so.
but that's no harm done. It just means more and more people will throw thousands of dollars at us and we can give it all to Fishline.
Yes, well, okay. Now, don't get into talking politics on the feed here, okay? Wait, where's the feed?
Are people talking politics on the feed?
Yeah, it's leaning that direction.
Is it?
Remember, we're done. We've had enough now. So, let's, it's
You
2
need to put that
o'clock
down now.
already on our thingy, so,
On our thingy.
yeah.
Oh, that thingy. That's a clock, dear.
So, what are we doing next?
We're doing Michael, what's his face's song?
Oh, no, see, I meant to look him up.
Why? I'm curious now.
Because I can't remember if he's still with us. I hope he is. Okay, do I get a capo for this, please?
We do, it's here.
This is another song that I learned from Kat Eggleston. I started off with, started the set with a Kat Eggleston hand-me-down. She's a fabulous writer herself, but she also picks up all these amazing songs. Always has.
This
And I
one's
have
by?
been learning songs from her for years and years. This one is a song by Michael Smith. Sorry, I keep trying to remind myself that when I lean forward, I go under my microphone. It must sound kind of weird. But
Yes.
anyway, and it's also expanded by Kat because she added a lovely instrumental break, which I used to play on my octave mandolin. We don't have any kind of a mandolin here in Anchorage. with
No, our
us.
resources are somewhat limited.
So, and I'm not up to playing it on the guitar, so instead it becomes the chorus of the song.
I
So,
keep forgetting that you never play it on guitar.
so the chorus of the song goes like this. Yum ba-dum ba-diddly-di-di, yum ba-dum ba-di, diddly yum ba-dum ba-diddly-di, diddly-di-di-di-di-di, yum ba-dum ba-diddly-di-di, yum ba-dum ba-di, diddly yum ba-dum ba-diddly-di, diddly-di-di-di-di-da, which
I knew that.
might seem easy enough, but the second chorus is completely different. It's like this. Yum ba-dum ba-di-di-da-di, yum ba-dum ba-di-di-da-di, yum riddly-diddly-da-di, diddly-da-di-da-di-da-di, yum ba-dum ba-di-di-da-di, yum ba-dum ba-di-di-da-di, yum riddly-diddly-da-di, diddly-da-di-da-di-da.
And that's the simplified Basic 101 chorus.
Oh, there are more complex choruses in the song.
There are worse than that, so
Here we go.
do sing along. We'll be listening.
One day a lovely princess went walking through the bog on a slab of peat. Whom should she meet but Fred the talking frog? He said, "Top of the morning to you, miss." "Hello, hello," cried he. "I'd be pleased to know if you'd stop a mo and listen close to me. You see, I've been bewitched and I need a royal miss such as your lovely self to give me a ugly mug a kiss. Such a metamorphosis would then ensue. I'll tell you true, for I'm really a former prince, and I'll straightway marry you to be rightful Johnny Madero, higgledy-piggledy, down and around to me high-low, harum-scarum, riding a white horse to Banbury Town, to me Toady, it's Truman Capote, he's going to Sligo with Molly O'Shea, to dance to the sea with a bright cup of tea on a bleary Sunday morning. Yum-ba-dum-ba-diddly-di-di, yum-ba-dum-ba-di-diddly, yum-ba-dum-ba-diddly-di, diddly-di-di-di-di-di, yum-ba-dum-ba-diddly-di-di, yum-ba-dum-ba-di-diddly, yum-ba-dum-ba-diddly-di, diddly-di-di-di-di-da. Well sung. I've heard that song and that dance before, said the princess, and it's fine, but if it's a kiss you want, chances are you'll have to stand in line. There's frogs outside my father's castle. There's frogs in the royal hall. Frogs are jumping up the chimney. Frogs are hopping off the wall. There's frogs are floating in the moat, up the stair and off the shelf. If I had to kiss every one of you, Jesus, I'd have no time for myself. So let's make it quick, for late stands the hour. I'm due for an evening shift of pining in the tower to be rightful stopping by and said, "Fred, you're late for supper." "Coming, dear," was his reply. "You mean he's not bewitched?" the princess said. "Just odd," said Mrs. Frog, "and into kissing princesses that he meets upon the bog. Though I love my Fred, I fear he chafes at family ties. I'd invite you home for supper, my dear, but we only have 2 flies. It's good you didn't kiss him, though. This was your lucky day. Before I kissed Fred, I was a princess too. That's how I got this way. To be rightful, Johnny Godero, higgledy-piggledy, down and around, to be high-low, harum-scarum, riding a white horse to Strawberry Town, to be toady, it's true and capote, Faith and Victoria, it's Maureen O'Hara, hark to the herald, it's Barry Fitzgerald, they're going to Sligo with Molly O'Shea, dance to the sea with the Guinness and me on a bluey Sunday morning. To me toady, it's Jim and capote, Faith and Victoria, it's Maureen O'Hara, hark to the herald, it's Barry Fitzgerald, all in a Volkswagen with Victor McLaughlin, they're going to Sligo with Molly O'Shea, to dance to the sea on an LSD Timothy Leary Sunday morning.
Thank you,
So
Michael Smith.
much thanks to Michael Smith for that. And Chris Spencer, yes, it does have a chorus. Yay.
Hang on to that.
Oh, okay. Me again.
We're going to Danny Carnahan.
Oh.
Danny Carnahan I haven't actually met. I've known him for 25 years through Tania, but I've never met him.
I only met him once. He probably wouldn't remember. But Danny, if you're listening, I was that fan outside Murphy's in Seattle that day.
That fan, he's wondering which fan that was now. He's probably going to a list in his head of all the amazing fans he's met.
Well, he was explaining to me all about how much easier it was to cross the border into Canada when all the instruments were carefully hidden under camping gear in the back of the van.
That
I
has
used
served us
that
well.
lesson.
That has served us well. In fact, we had the van packed and we were ready to do it again next week, but now it seems we don't have to right now, so that's fortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of a gist.
Anyway, Danny was and is. Do they still exist? He was a Grateful Dead fan, huge Grateful Dead fan.
Oh yes, does he still have the band?
There's an actual sanctioned Jerry Garcia family sanctioned, authorised Grateful Dead cover band called Wake the Dead, or there was.
Which play all Celtic acoustic versions of Grateful Dead.
And there's at least a couple of CDs out there, both of which are absolutely wonderful. And if you happen to be a Deadhead and you haven't come across them, Google Wake the Dead and find them because they're great. And this is not a Grateful Dead rendition. This is a song written by Danny, and it's a kind of concoction of several Celtic myths.
I'd have to go back and look. Did he write this on his own or did he co-write it with Chris Caswell?
Well,
It was certainly the title for their Caswell-Carnahan album.
well, we've given Chris Caswell a mention, so our bases are covered.
Okay, so I used to do this song at pretty much every concert, and we haven't done it in years. So
And it's
here it is.
wonderful. And it's also, because we have the world's greatest marketing genius actually watching this, we should have
It's
learned...
on one of our CDs.
We should have learned something from William Pint, the world's greatest marketing genius. It is on
Here.
Cut to Rhythms.
And that streamerlinks.com Opland Freeman thing, I think the top link on it is to our online CD store.
So you too can have your very own copy of this song on a CD.
With hammered dulcimer and Native American flute.
All kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm turning this off again. And we'll do this song. Man sat above the town in the glow of the setting sun, with his head held cradled in his hands, his back against a stone, saying, "Why have I so little time in this wretched place to stand, when I can't take the girl I love back home to the borderland home? For I watch her dance upon the hill, and I live but for her song, and she never dreamed I waited here so silent and so long. But her golden hair to strike me down, and her brown eyes strike me blind, and the thought I'll ne'er see her again is torturing my mind. Oh.
way toward home and the end of day. And she caught the sound of the young man's words and stopped along her way. No voice had she ever heard as sweet as the voice of the stranger lad. And she stood there as if turned to stone and listened from the shadow. But the young man's words reached out to her where she stood upon the lea, and they built her ships upon the clouds and castles on the sea. And as he spoke, her eyes did flash and burn as with a flame, and the maid stepped out around the stone as if he'd called her name. Oh, pray lament no more, she said, her voice like a gentle sea. For I have heard your every word, and I know they're meant for me. And if you speak in truth, my lad, and you love me as you say, there can be no reason we must part, not even for a day. The young man started at her words, and he stood up straight and tall, said, I never meant for you to hear me speak this way at all. But you can never have me, love, it's useless to deceive, for I must return to the borderlands. I am bound to leave you. I care not where you're bound, my lad, I care not where you're from. For the one thing that I'm certain, 'tis this maid at heart you won. So take me with you where you must, I freely go your way, and I will lie here in your arms to greet the light of day. Oh. Tenderly he laid her down, and next to her did lie. The wind that whispered through the trees was sweet as a lullaby. Bending low, he folded her into his soft embrace. With a touch, he sent her fast asleep, with a smile upon her face. Oh. Sleep content, my love, he said, I cannot cause you pain, but the dawn will find me far away, and I won't be back again. And though I'd take you if I could, I am not what I seem. So forget we ever tarried here, and wake as from a dream. For I am not of your world, my love, I come from another time, and I crossed here from the borderlands between your world and mine. It was there that I first heard your voice and longed for your face to see, and I gathered all the powers I had and stepped out on the lea. Oh. And you know I watched you quietly as you danced upon the hill. Though I dared not call to you, I loved you stronger still. But no longer do I have the power, no longer can I stay, and I'll be pulled back into my time by the dawning of day. I will be your pillow where'er your head will lie. I'll be the star you can only catch in the corner of your eye. I'll be the sound of laughter in the first low flower of dawn. I'll be the touch to brush your cheek and wake you in the morning. Saying this, he bended down and he kissed her once goodbye. As the dawn broke on the hill, he vanished like a sigh. And the maid, she opened up her eyes and smiled up through the trees. For as she listened, she could almost hear his voice upon the breeze. Oh, I know you hear me, love, she whispered from her grassy bed. For I felt your touch and I felt your kiss, and I heard the words you said. But the next time that our world
Thank you. Well, we have gone a little bit over the hour we said we were going to.
Yeah, sure, we're fine. It'll be grand. Yeah, I got that accent from Sean Connery as well.
You got all of your accents from Sean Connery.
It's a good excuse, isn't it, for being so pretty awful?
Is that where you got your American accent too? Oh no, that was the cartoons, right?
What to say, I do not know, so...
Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one.
What to say, I do not know, so let's get on with the show.
Okay then. Well, we're going to finish off with this one.
The ranger isn't gonna like this, Yogi.
Oh yeah, it's a good last song. And yes, it has a chorus. It's got a big chorus. Oh, Brendan Corn. Nice one. Picturing the follow-up song. We'll have to ask Danny if he's ever thought of that.
What?
We're doing a follow-up song of the young maid coming back to the hill. Probably be a 7-year-old. It's always 7 years in between these songs, isn't it? It would have to be. Okay.
Good Lord, see, it's behaving.
It's pretty good,
Bless
yeah.
its little cottoned wheel socks.
Yes, bless. Okay, so one more. Finishing off on the hurdy-gurdy with a Scottish song with a great big chorus, and me having a great big slug of water for that great big chorus.
There's another parody just came into me, strange brain for no reason.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. When I was a little bitty Gertie, I just rocked me in the cradle with my old cotton wheel back home.
I don't think you're projecting enough for the microphones.
God, that was deliberate.
Okay.
Singing's worse than my accent most days.
Okay.
Oh yes, chorus. Sing along in a Scottish accent if you like, because it's
Yeah,
it's a Scottish song.
Or, yeah.
So give it your best Sean Connery. I believe that was the best accent you could do. For some
be
reason
pretty
he was
good at it.
extremely good at that. And we'll love you and leave you with this. And thank you so much for coming along. And just as we finish, Tania will magically put the link back up, won't you?
I will. And we'll mention once again that we're sharing our donations with Fishline of Kitsap County, which is a wonderful help for people who are in need of any kind of resources in these difficult times. So please think of them. No chord at the start, right?
None whatsoever. Was
Yay,
I?
okay. Boys, let her go, boys, bring her head around into the weather. Hear you ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to make the way. What care we how white the wind is? What care we for the wind or weather? All around, boys, every inch is coming home to make the day. Hear you ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head down into the weather. Hear you ho, boys, let her go,
when the wind is wild and shouting, and the waves mount ever higher. Anxious eyes look ever seaward to see us home to victory. Oh, boys, let go, boys, bring home into the weather. Oh, boys, let go, boys, bring home Oh, thank you.
And the crowd went
I got it. And thanks for keeping in on the comments, guys, because, you know, without a live audience in front of us, this is how we know you're out there.
Feedback is everything.
Yeah, and really, really appreciate you joining us. So we are not planning another live stream until the solstice, because at that point,
Oh yeah.
by then, we will hope to have put together, we don't know what we're doing yet, but we just don't want to give up on the idea of doing a winter's return show this year. So we are working away at every angle, and it's taking shape. We're coming up with an actual live stream winter's return virtual experience. So William Pint, Felicia Dale, and us two, and all of our special festive winter repertoire, or as much of it as we could figure out what to do with online.
And it just occurred to me, since we normally do a little mini tour where there's 5 or 6 or 7 concerts involved, in all kinds of venues, if we're only doing the one, and everybody who usually comes to those comes to it, we'll be up into 4 figures for an audience for that.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
that would be nice.
we're
Let's
planning
break
it.
the internet.
Yeah. The idea right now is on the solstice, which is a Monday. Don't know what time yet, but we're looking at getting together with William Pint and Felicia Dale and doing a festive winter show. So we hope you will join us then. Join us there, here, wherever. Might be
There,
over on
there,
William and
everywhere.
Felicia's page or their YouTube feed. So we'll have to figure it out and watch
We'll
for the
keep you
details.
posted.
And that's about enough yammering from us, right? Thank you. I have to get over to the right window. And stream. There we go. Bye, everybody. Yeah. And it's both buttons. You hit end stream and then you have